our class on geology. So we are going to make geology into theology. Yeah. Jesus said, "You are rock, on this rock
I will build my church."
Yeah, we need to study about rocks. Then how are you going to interpret about church? So Jesus was a geologist, 40 days in the wilderness. Wilderness is about stones. Stones. Mark, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, verse 15, states that Jesus went 40 days into the wilderness and he was with wild beasts. Yes. 40 days means from age 12 to 30, 18 years he was with these blessings. This was created by his father. Don't think stones have no value. They have value. It is known as the intrinsic value. Also instrumental value. How much stones we value, in our building purposes, construction work. These are resources. But we have misunderstood. And we are using them for our human interest. But these stones should be returned into nature because they create climate. They balance the ecosystems. They balance the temperature. They induce rain clouds. Actually, stones heat. The trapping heat and then generating heat, and it creates small cloud of heat and goes and meets the cold air and it condenses and at last it is rain. So when you keep all these stones inside the house and you cry, "No rain, no rain, no rain," how rain would come? Because you are tampering with the role the stone is supposed to play in ecology and environment. So today we have learned that you, my brothers, should be models for future evangelization. You shouldn't teach the stuff what our ancestors repeated. You should be making a new proclamation about ecology, environment. This is a good news. Talking about stones is the good news of salvation. You are announcing that good news to people because they don't know. Anything you say first time is good news for them. Then they will value, oh my God. So the miracle is all the soil comes from rocks. That is the foundation of our civilization. Without soil there is no food. Without food there are no animals and plants. Life is not possible. American President Theodore Roosevelt put it so beautifully. A nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. A nation that destroys its soil destroys itself. So many civilizations disappeared because they lost the arable. That means a soil used for crops, they lost it. In erosion, erosion means you cut down trees and rain comes and takes all the sand away, soil away, no sand, soil away. Soil is different from sand because soil contains living organisms, right? Sand doesn't contain microscopic bacteria, only soil contains. That's a good soil. I was talking about loamy soil. I forgot to tell you, it contains living microscopic organisms which make crops grow and keeps soil healthy. You understand that? So there are only 3 types of rocks in the world. One is igneous rock, which means born out of fire. This is the example of igneous, which is called granite stone. Everybody knows granite. It contains lot of minerals like quartz, mica, feldspar, different kind of minerals it contains. See the shining stuff, that is quartz. The quartz is here. Already he disappeared the quartz. Right? This is the quartz in full form. So these particles are mixed here. It was born out of fire. Igneous means born out of fire. That means it was born from volcano. The volcanoes bring lava. Okay? The magma, it is known as magma when it is under the volcano, inside. When it comes out, it is known as lava. The lava flows and it solidifies and it becomes a rock. This is an extrusive rock, outside forming. There is intrusive rock, which is formed under the earth. In that, crystals will be bigger. This is outside, solidifies so fast, so crystals, they don't have time to develop large size, so they stay small. So igneous rock has got hundreds of different types of rocks. They belong to this category. Some of them are here. The second is sedimentary rock. See here, this is the sedimentary. Sedimentary means it is the combination of all the rocks, because rocks make soil through a process called weathering. Weathering means the wind, the water, the animals walking on the rock, and then the plant roots, all of them chip out small particles, a soil particle, and they fall down. Rain carries, water carries to the rivers, seas, lakes, and deposits layer after layer after layer. Through the process called cementation, it is stuck with one, pasted, pressed, layers after layers after layers after. So these sedimentary rocks are formed from the different particles collected from igneous, metamorphic, also sedimentary particles from other stones, particles. So it combines and becomes a sedimentary rock. It is formed under ocean, rivers, lakes, under water. And then the last one is called metamorphic rock. Metamorphic means changing according to environment. So metamorphic rock is not a separate rock. The metamorphic rock is born out of sedimentary and igneous. Alright? You see how it is born, how it is processed, is a miraculous process called heat and pressure. When the earthquake comes, it splits the earth into two. These kind of rocks fall into the crevice, bay, bottom. Again, earth closes, heat and pressure melts these rocks. Sedimentary rock crystals are different, igneous rock crystals are different, but through the process of heat and pressure, they undergo passion and death, and they sacrifice themselves. And at last, resurrection is metamorphic rock. They reform new crystals. So when metamorphic rock doesn't look like this, it is rough like that. When you cut it and polish it, you can see the beauty of the metamorphic rock. We call it marble. Marble is the best example of metamorphic rock. It costs a lot of money. So these are the three categories, and you should really learn, as Jesus was so smart to talk about soil and rocks, and he valued church. So he gave a symbol. So rock is the symbolism of church itself because of the durability and the strength So a lot of things you can interpret now after studying the different types of rocks. So these are our blessings. At last, all the minerals come from rocks. Calcium, potassium, carbon, everything is given from the rocks. So these rocks are valued by many people, especially Shakespeare. Before that, I would like to congratulate this OMI, philosophers, for collecting these good samples to illustrate the wealth, the biological wealth of our environment. So this is not a material wealth, cultural, it's a biological. Only God can create. Only one time, if you destroy them, you will never bring them back. That's why mountains should be preserved. They should never be exploited. So that is what we learn from this. And I congratulate them. And now I invite brother here to say a beautiful quote or state a quote from Shakespeare, which was written almost 550 years ago. So Shakespeare valued the rocks. So he wrote a beautiful quote. He says, this is the manifestation of God himself. God lives in the rock. He says, sermons in stones. That is the word he uses. Sermons in stones. What is the quote? Repeat, brother.
Sermon in the stones, tongues in the trees, murmurs in the waters, good in everything, I will not change it.
Okay, thank you. See, he says, sermons in stones. That is God's sermon, his preaching. This is the biggest biography book of the planet. You can really decipher the content of this rock and find out the history of our planet, how our planet was 3.5 billion and 4 billion years ago. Yet we can touch them, these rocks. They allow us to touch them. So, tongues in leaves. The Asoka tree leaf when you see it looks like a tongue. So he says tongues, God's word of God in the tree, he talks to us. And murmur in the water. You know the sound of the water? That sound is the talking of God to you. And Shakespeare writes, good in everything. God found everything was good. 6 times Bible repeats. It was good, it was good, it was good. Understand that? So, good in everything. That is what we should learn to see. And then last, I will not change it. In other words, I will not interfere with them. I will not destroy them. I will value them and preserve them for the future generations. So this is the wealth, biological wealth. If you give gold and silver, nobody can grow any food. But if you give stones, soil will be made and you can produce food and crops, and at last you can produce life. How can we feed people? This is the miracle. Stones feed us. So that's why Jesus told, I will not change it to bread. When the tempter asked, why don't you change stone into bread? He told, no, I will not change it. Because Jesus knows very soon those stones are going to give soil, soil is going to grow crops, crops are going to make bread. So at last, stone is already designed to make bread, to feed us. So these stones, hereafter when you look at them, you look at them with empathy and compassion, kindness and tenderness. It may be hard stuff, but humans can give soft emotions to stones. Whenever you find, sit on them, touch them, tell them I love you. You can fall in love with the stones. They are so beautiful. Take your children as a tool and then ask them to sit down and then get energy from that. And you should educate very basically to the future generations about this kind of insignificant we thought. Nobody would have, people will laugh if you keep the stones, what are they doing? Everybody will laugh at us. But this is not a laughing matter, this is serious matter, learning matter. So better you be a different, missionaries of OMI, okay, preaching about creation to others. Wonderful, thank you brothers, wonderful, God bless, take care.